entered into Tony Tone's world. The Tony Tone's world.
What's up, dude?
Shit, man. Happy New Year.
Happy
We're
New
back.
Year, man. We're back. People thought we were fucking gone. People thought we weren't coming back. People thought we quit. People thought word on the streets was that we did so bad that we didn't want to come back.
I mean, word on the street is the Bears lost 2 games in a row, and you quit to the playoffs.
See, now why you gotta go there? You gotta hit the low blow already. You gotta get the whole low. No, truth be told, go ahead.
Go ahead. I was gonna say same thing. Truth be told, I was sick as a fucking dog. I still haven't got my voice back fully.
Yeah. Well, you had gotten sick. You sound like hell. My wife thought you needed to go to the ER. You didn't. Did you end up going?
No. Yeah. But, you know, you guys got to be afraid when your homies be telling their wives everything and getting their wives to call you when you're sick and basically bugging you and ragging on you to go to the hospital and shit like that because you sound like ass. Like, I already feel like ass. I look like ass. I sound like ass, and you got to go and rub it in a little bit more and tell me I need to go to the hospital. Fuck that.
You definitely look like ass. You probably smell like ass too.
Yeah, you stay looking like ass.
No,
you look like a big asshole.
I mean, I don't know. I can't even remember how long I've known you. I've known you for a long ass time, but since my wife's in the medical field, and then you guys always have like this argumentative sort of like friendship. So I think it's just funny when she gets on you because it's hilarious to me.
Truth be told, I don't mind. It didn't really bother me much. She didn't tell me anything that I didn't know, right? Like I knew that I should have probably went to get checked out. I knew because truth be told, what she told me is I probably had pneumonia or maybe like walking pneumonia, and it's very possible that I did. But I'm a hard-headed motherfucker, and
the hardest of them all.
I stuck it out at home and had a great time off of work. Took 2 weeks off of work, and I was sick for a week and a half of it, or a week of it, which is lovely. But all good.
Dude, you had gotten sick. That was like Christmas week, right? That's when it started, or was it right before?
Like
or
right after Christmas, Christmas Day, day after
yeah.
Christmas.
And then between the holidays, you being sick, and then my personal shit that I got going on, and then also I ended up getting sick last week. I felt like shit. I was like, I can't do a podcast. I wasn't up for it. There's like a little pocket of window where we both could do it, but between traveling and just like all the shit that we got going on between the holidays, I think we talked about it last year. We should have preemptively recorded, but it's kind of hard to do that when you're doing it against the spreads.
Yeah. So. Yeah, you can't really, and you don't know what's going to happen, especially in like week 18. Honestly, week 18 is like one of those weeks that like, sure, there's like 2 or 3 games that are important, but the rest of them are such bullshit anyways because half the players aren't playing.
Yeah.
It's hard to predict because they don't even fully announce who's playing and who's not, or they might play for like a quarter. It's almost like they're preseason games where it's like they're so unpredictable and honestly, like just shit to bet. The only thing that like you want to bet on when it comes to week 18 games is you go find players that need to hit certain marks to get bonuses. So like if you have a player that needs to hit like 30 more yards to get a $250,000 bonus, or 4 more catches, or rushing yards, shit like that. Like those are some of the things that you want to kind of key in on because majority of the time the team and the players make an effort to get those guys what they need. And they're almost guaranteed to hit every time just because, they want those guys to get their money because they look out for each other. But other than that, week 18 is like a shit show, except for, again, like 2 or 3 fucking games that matter.
Yeah. How was your New Year's? What'd you do for New Year's? Anything good?
Dude, I was sick. I didn't do shit. I was going to go to my brother's house, but I wasn't really in the mood to go somewhere. And even if I could have, I didn't really want to expose my niece and nephew to whatever I had. So I just decided to stay home, which,
Yeah.
whatever. I mean, it was fine. It's no big deal. Like, it's New Year's. Like, sure, I could have done something or would want to do something fun, but no, fortunately, I was just at home chilling.
Yeah.
You?
For the New Year's, we went to. Oh, we had a little shindig at my buddy's house. My buddy's and his wife's house. It was just us and then a couple of their kids. It was really small. Ended up DJing for the kids, so that was pretty fun.
Oh, I did see.
It was probably the best set I've had.
I did see
Dude,
you do.
I think a next venture of mine is DJing on Twitch or TikTok or something. I'm not very good at it, but I do enjoy it. It's like
Honestly,
I explain to people, it's like a puzzle. It's like, I don't ever really, there are, obviously if you have gigs and things like that, you have a set playlist. You're going through the music as before you even, like, weeks in advance. But like for me, I'm just playing what I want to feel. And then like shit just pops up in my head and I just kind of figure out how to mix it correctly. Again, I'm not that great. So there are really bad cuts, but it is fun.
so I'm be honest with you, right? I'll always be honest with you. I think you have a better chance of doing something on Twitch, DJing, than you'll ever will with playing games. Like, no hate, bro. No, not podcast. Right? I'm talking about like getting people to watch you playing games.
Yeah. It's so saturated.
Yeah, well, and you kind of suck, and you're drunk
No,
all the time.
I'm a good time. Subscribe to my.
Hey. But that's what I'm saying. You can have a good time and play music and vibe out like you want to.
Yeah.
Drinking and doing DJ shit and completely cut out gaming. And that's why I think you'd have a better chance of doing it that way than you would,
I probably do both.
Yeah.
But I gotta figure it out because there's I think there's like a couple attachments or a couple things that I need for it to sound crisp on the other end. I just can't plug in my controller to my PC. So, yeah.
Well, the other problem too is like, so when they play music, and this part I don't know, do they play it where the sound and the music only comes through their system, or does it actually play in their house? Because obviously in your scenario, you can't just be bumping music in your fucking house at
2 in the morning,
2 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
So it's like, is that sound only come through their headset? And I don't know. It's kind of, that'd be interesting to see how that would play out. But
yeah, there's 2 ways. I know, I mean, majority of DJs have their own like speaker system that sets up, and so they can hear what's happening. They can hear their own edits and shit. But there is a way for you to plug in your headphones. But I don't know. It'd be one of those things where like I'm DJing and I really can't talk to you guys in the party chat.
Yeah.
Or like, it's kind of tough. But I could already see myself. I don't know what my name would be, but maybe grabbing a beer. Subscribe to Grabbing a Beer on Twitch.
You could come up with something better than that.
I don't know, but either way, it's just be a different vibe because I wouldn't be able to like communicate with y'all. I'd be like focusing on the music itself. But I don't know. Then again, maybe I won't. Maybe I'll just fucking do it and be trash and still talk to you guys.
That sounds more like the drunk Tony I know that would do what you would do.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's get into it. Let's go. We won't circle back from 2 weeks ago. I mean, we'll touch on it when we talk about our picks. But the season's over. Cowboys, I think they fired their coach, right?
Thank you, baby Jesus. Yes. No, not the head coach. We got rid of Eberflus. Kicked that fucking bum out. But it sounds like they're gonna keep Schottenheimer around. They have a few candidates that have their eyes on. So yeah, we're gonna go get a new defensive coordinator and go for it again. It's funny. I saw a recording today or something. Jerry Jones said that his goal is to retire with the most Super Bowl wins out of any team. I'm like, well, if that's the case, motherfucker, you're on like your last leg, so y'all need to pull this shit together because you're fucking like 90-something years old or whatever he is, man.
Yeah. Who would you like to see come come over, join the dark side.
You know, there's a few coaches out there that I've seen that they're potentially looking at. Um, One of them is the Browns defensive coordinator. Which, you know, they've always had a pretty solid defense. One person that I liked that actually you guys picked up after we let him go, who's still with you guys, is Al Harris. I really like Al Harris. What he brings to the secondary. He had a lot of success with us in the secondary, and obviously you guys have had success in the secondary. I think he's a good coach. I don't know if he's true defensive coordinator, but
Yeah.
I do like him. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. I mean, anybody's better than Eberflus. That guy's a bum.
Dude, what do you think about them letting go of Trayvon Diggs?
I was fine with it. He was already problems. There was a lot of things that they weren't releasing of shit that had happened with him. And there was, you know, contributing to why he wasn't playing. There was internal issues with, you know, even ever since, because him, I don't know if you know this, but him and Parsons were very close. And as soon as Parsons went, like, he was already not big on the system. And as soon as Parsons went, like, he basically gave up. Like, I feel like truly he didn't give a shit anymore. He wasn't really putting effort. He didn't want to be there anymore. Yeah. So they did the right thing. And it's like, you know what? Don't hold on to and force people. Just let them go. Get them the fuck out of there. Like, move on. And I, you know, I think they did the right thing. He's still a good player, but he just wasn't, you know, he wasn't right for the Cowboys anymore. He became a negative light. So
what if Dion comes to the Cowboys and brings his son?
That's not gonna
gets
happen.
rid of Dak.
That's not gonna happen.
No, you don't think so?
No, never. No. If anything, he's gonna go to the Browns, bro. He's not gonna go to the Cowboys. Come on.
Yeah. All right. Bears. This past Sunday when they played, I slept for probably a good 16 hours.
Did you not watch the game?
Dude, I watched it. I watched like the first quarter, fell asleep the second, woke up in like the second half of the third, watched a little bit of, like, I was just in and out of sleep. But it was kind of, to be honest, I didn't watch the last like 2 minutes of the game or 3 minutes when they were making that comeback. So that kind of sucked, but they came out slow again, man. They came out just flat-footed. It was really frustrating to see, you know, and the hype about, you know, Ben Johnson coaching against his team again, getting revenge and blah, blah, blah. That all fell to the wayside right away. And it was fucking annoying and frustrating to see.
Yeah, you would think that they would have had a little bit more effort, especially coming off of last week's loss, which was, I will say, and not to skip the Detroit game, but I watched the entire Niners game, and I'm gonna be honest, although you guys lost that game, that was a great game. Like, it truly, I honestly was a little bit surprised, offensively, how well you guys did and kind of kept up with them. Granted, you had the defensive, you know, touchdown right away, and they have pieces missing, yada yada, whatever. But the Bears played really well against the Niners, and it was really, you know, that was a good game. I enjoyed watching that game. It felt like a playoff type game. Obviously, they ended up losing it in the end. Unfortunate for them, for you guys. But it was a great game, and I think that was... although you lost, I almost feel like that was a little bit of a confidence builder of, like, we can play with these teams in the playoffs type of feel. Yeah. That's what I saw. Now, against the Lions, I really don't know. Yeah, you guys scored 2 touchdowns, and then they somehow you have these miracle fucking 2-point conversions on both touchdowns too. It was like somebody said, "Hey, Lions, let them get close to make this interesting or something with the lines, and I don't really fucking know what that shit was. But it was not a very good game. That was not a confidence builder coming off of the game against the Niners. I would have expected more from the Bears in that game. Or did.
I don't know. My Loveland's a beast. The guy needs to get the ball more. I mean, it really hurts that we had Rome out. We had CJ Gardner not playing, Kyle Gordon. We got so many pending injuries coming up for this upcoming game. It's going to be very, very interesting to see who actually plays, who doesn't make, who actually will be sitting out.
Yeah,
like this upcoming game for the Packers with the Packers. Obviously, it's going to be a revenge game. It's going to be Saturday night, fucking explosive, fucking. It's going to be crazy, right? But I think if we lose in the beginning of the season, I think I was more on the board of like, let's go far. Let's get a couple wins here. Let's prove that we're progressing. But now I'm like, if we lose, we're losing to essentially our rival, like one of the biggest rivals in sports, like in all sports, like Packers, Bears, goes with like Lakers and Boston. Like it's just not Philly, New York and Boston. It's just one of those matchups that you need to win. And yes, I do think we're early. Yes. However, that being said, they did make some offseason moves. I mean, we do have some offensive linemen. The one guy that Tui, I think his name is, that came from Kansas City. He's a 4-time Pro Bowler, a 3-time Pro Bowler. I mean, we do have people that have been in this league that are ready to win now. And that being said, if our chances are now, like, we have to capitalize it. Like, we can't, nothing's ever promised. Next year, who knows? Somebody might go out on injury. Something crazy might happen where hopefully, hopefully it doesn't, but nothing's ever promised for tomorrow. So, like, we have we have the tools to succeed. Now we just need to put them all together and fucking go after it and get that win. I feel obviously no. Bears 24, Packers 18. I mean, I know I got chicken scratch, but that's what that says. I feel the Bears are going to win, but I don't want to see them come out again and be flat-footed like they did against Detroit or they did against the Packers last time.
What's your confidence level? Realistic, not a fan
of all the matchups.
If you're a betting man, which you are, take your fan out of it.
Yeah.
What's your confidence level as a betting man on the Bears? The line's what? +1 Bears. What's your confidence level?
Packers -1, right?
Yeah, I said +1 Bears. Packers.
Yeah. Okay, sorry. I'm not. I'm taking it. Give me the points. Give me those points. Baby.
Well, obviously
we're at home. We're at home. We're gonna knock his ass out.
But what's your confidence? Give me a percentage.
No,
like, how confident are you percentage-wise? Like, if you had to give a percentage, how confident are you?
85%. Yeah. There's a caveat of Jordan Love actually playing this time around, right?
He's gonna play.
And no, yeah, he is. I mean, I'm saying that in case we get him injured again, but he's also going to want to get back as well, right? So there's just overall, it's a playoff, whether it's our side or their side, there's just a little bit more meaning to it. But I think history shows us that the Packers have beat the Bears so many times. We get let down by the Packers all the time, or we did in the past. And I think this is the time where we turn that page and we let the NFC North going forward. We know nobody to mess around with no more. We're not the bottom of the barrel sort of team anymore.
Yeah. So I'll be honest with you, rather, from my perspective, I'm very torn on this game. Like, from when I was looking at making our picks, our vet brackets, which we'll talk about, I'm very torn on this game. Because I truly feel that the Packers should have beat you guys in both of the games. They should have. They played better, and they let you guys come back in the games, right?
Yeah, I mean that last game was just crazy.
Right. So that's what I'm saying. Like, in my mind, it's like in those two games, They played better. They should have won those games, and they fucked up and let you guys come back. Kudos to you guys for doing what you had to do, right? But at the same time, it's like, okay, so my gut tells me they'll pull their shit together and do what they should have done in those games and beat you guys in this one, right? Close game, whatever it is. My gut tells me they should beat you guys in a close game. But on the same part, I'm like, but the Bears have confidence knowing that they have beat you fucks. They know they played shitty in those games.
Right.
So they correct what they should have done in those games. And then they just come out and maybe they don't even fucking give them a chance and just carry and play well from the beginning and just lead the entire game. So it's like I'm very torn of what the fuck is going to happen in my head of like, what do I trust more to happen? So I still haven't truly decided yet. It's to me, it's a gut call of what is more likely to happen. Is it more likely that the Bears are going to come out hot and just continue and carry and play the way they did against the Niners? Or are they going to come out and play the way they did in the first two games and like they just did against the Lions and try to win it in the fourth quarter, which I don't know if the Packers are going to let that shit happen again.
Right.
So I don't know. I'm just really, personally, I'm very torn on that and this game with that.
The defense, again, like they did in the first game or this past game, they have to set the tone early. Try to get those takeaways. Try to get the defensive pressure. Defensive pressure from our defensive line has not been the greatest. We need to get to that quarterback without having to blitz, without having to send extra people, because then that just fucks up our coverage. But I think the defensive pressure needs to be there. As much as I hate to say it, whether Rome does play or he doesn't play, we have to get a running game. We have to have a running presence. And it just opens up everything else. It's just, basic one-on-one football. Try to get them to focus on the run, do some play action, throw some balls out there, get the secondary on their back heels. But it's easier said than done. I don't know. We've seen it happen all throughout the season. Yeah. But for whatever reason, it just feels like they fall asleep. It's almost like the Bills sometimes. The Bills throughout the whole season, they would play great against, Team X. And then the next game, they play some flubs and then they look a shell of themselves. Like, I don't know. I just don't get it. But we got to start off, guns a-blazing first play of the game. Yeah.
No, I completely agree. I mean, you guys led the league, I'm pretty sure, in like one score wins or something like that, right?
Yeah.
Which is, it's a stat that's like, you like it, but at the same time, you fucking hate it.
I'm not comfortable with it. I don't want to rely on that going into this.
That's what happened to the Vikings last year. The Vikings had 11 one score wins or some shit like that. They had a great record, but they went into the playoffs and then they lost just because that doesn't necessarily work in the playoffs. You have to be that more consistent and offense throughout the entire game. So it's just a different energy level, different everything when it comes to playoffs that players bring, that leaders bring, and it's definitely going to be interesting. I'm still really torn, like I said. So yeah, it's going to be a good game though.
So I'm looking at the injury report. CJ Gardner-Johnson, he hasn't practiced. What's today? He didn't practice today. So he's on concussion protocol in the air if they'll clear him.
That didn't look good either. I saw that concussion. It did not look good. Yeah.
Kyler Gordon, I think he only played like 123 snaps or something like that this whole season. He's been on the IR, a growing issue. He's limited in practice. It looks like he's actually going to play, but again, you're a guy that hasn't really played much this year. We'll see. DJ Moore is on there, but he's going to play. Rome, limited in practice. Hopefully he comes back. We'll see. We got some offensive linemen. And then we got one of our linebackers, Eamon Agbang. I don't even know how to pronounce concussion protocol, so we'll see.
I almost wonder, and not that I almost wonder if Rome coming back would mess you guys up a little bit offensively. Because
No,
you don't think so? Because
no, he's comfortable with going to Rome. I mean, he did in the beginning of the season. I think it just opens up more opportunities for DJ and for the secondary
yeah, but
to be exposed.
Burden looks good,
No,
man.
I agree. I agree. I agree.
And Loveland, like I think you guys have been forced to open up the offense a little bit more and do some different things with those players. That there's been success. It's like the reason why is like I don't want to see him trying to force things to Rome just because Rome is back. He's my number one guy. Let me force some things, but there's still rust in that connection because it hasn't been there for so long. So that's my only thought process of could there be somewhat of a negative with that, especially if he only comes back at like 80%.
Yeah. I mean, at this point in the season, though, I'm sure everybody's has a little bit of, wear and tear on them. So
You're not wrong.
I would love to see him back on the field. He just has a connection with Caleb, and I mean, obviously he does with DJ Moore too. But I just want to see him back out there. He's a great fucking player.
Yeah, for sure.
Let's see. That being said, let's go into our picks from this past week. People don't know, but we did. Nick and I, we text on the side, as we do most often, and we did submit our picks. We didn't have a podcast, but we did submit our picks. So let's see.
It wasn't good.
I don't think it was. I don't even remember our picks, to be honest with you, because I was knocked out.
I remember 2 of them. No, I remember 3 of them. It wasn't good. I don't know if we won any.
Oh my god, we ended the career. No, we look like we got 2.
But yeah, we got the Niners.
Oh wait. Oh no, I'm sorry. That was week 17. We got 2. Week 18, we got 0.
Okay, okay. I was like, wait, I really thought we didn't win any.
That's crazy. So we chose
funny.
we chose the Seahawks we chose the 49ers over the Seahawks. That lost.
Yeah, they got ran through. That was bad.
We chose the we chose Cowboys over the Giants.
I chose that one purely out of spite, just because Tony picked the Bears. I was like, fuck it. We're ending on the season with Tony picking the Bears and me picking the Cowboys. I don't give a shit. I didn't know that the Cowboys were going to play all the starters for like the majority of the game, though. But it is what it is.
We chose the Bengals over the Browns, which we thought was going to be a lopsided game, but definitely wasn't. It's one of those matchups. It's like I remember back in the day, Miami, and whenever the Patriots would go to Miami to play them, they would always have trouble beating them.
Yep.
Or it's like the Ravens and Steelers.
Yeah, it's just one of those. It doesn't matter how good a team really is. When you play your rival, you truly just step up. But it's just a different type of feel.
What do you think about John Harbaugh? John Harbaugh got fucking fired today.
You know, I understand why they made a change, but at the same time, I don't know if it was the right thing to do, because John Harbaugh's a great coach.
Yeah.
And, he's going to get a job immediately somewhere else. So I don't know. I really don't know.
There was rumblings that Mike Tomlin would get fired, and the idea was they would switch spots. Mike Tomlin would coach the Steelers, and Harbaugh would coach the Ravens. Or no, Harbaugh would coach the Steelers. Tomlin would coach the Ravens.
Tomlin's been with the Steelers for so long. Like, I don't know if he would ever go to the Ravens. Like, that'd be kind of crazy.
Yeah, I agree.
I could see, real talk, I could see Jerry trying to go get Tomlin if he were to get let go and try to bring him over to Dallas.
I remember when, before Eberflus, maybe during that search, that time, I can't remember, but I remember saying we should go after Mike Tomlin, because there was rumblings back then too. But man, I think he'd be a great addition to wherever he goes to.
Yeah.
But I mean, if you're
But
him,
he's still with the Steelers. I don't think they're gonna fire Tomlin.
no. If you're a coach in the AFC or NFC in the northern part of the U.S., I'm going for a team that's in the South. So you don't got to deal with the snow. It's a lot easier. A dome.
Yeah.
Like you got your choose. Harbaugh with Miami maybe if they get rid of what's his name.
And every single team that doesn't have a coach right now reached out to him. There was his
it was like within 45 minutes,
Yeah.
right? It was crazy.
And a team that still technically has a coach reached out because he gave a number, and it was one or two more coaches than openings are available or teams that are available reached out to him. So there's definitely there's other teams that are looking, that haven't officially made a change yet.
How attractive is the Ravens? You got Lamar Jackson that may or may not be. I mean, he's still a great QB, right?
Yeah.
Still a great QB. He has no really good weapons around him. So you got to draft some receivers, but you also got to draft some offensive linemen to protect Lamar. How attractive is the Ravens job?
I still think it's a pretty attractive coaching gig. I think that the Ravens need to get back to who they've always been and who they identify as, and they've always been a very defensive team, and they've gotten away from that a little bit. Their defense is slowly kind of spiraled down, and I get it because they were trying to build around Lamar, so they became offensive focused to hopefully push for the next step for that. And maybe that's where the mindset was, and maybe Harbaugh needs to go, and why they need to try to change focus a little bit and get back to a little bit who they were. I really don't know, but I still think it's of all the positions that are open, I think I like that one more than majority of them, right? Like, nobody really is excited about the Browns. Nobody's excited about the Jets or
the Titans. Didn't the Titans fire the coach too?
Yeah, like nobody's excited about those places. I'd feel more confident about the Ravens gig than anywhere else as of right now, to be honest.
Yeah, I agree. There was an article on ESPN that Matt Eberflus was linked to the Titans position.
Whatever.
I'm like, go for it, dude. Next year we're betting against the Titans every fucking game.
Yeah, have fucking fun. Now, let him go to the Giants. We'll go we'll go tear apart his offense every single year, or his defense every single year. The Cowboys.
Yeah.
The guys.
I think the Giants is a little bit lucrative. You got Jackson Dart, you have Malik Neighbors, a little bit more lucrative. There's some players there, but not as bad as like the Titans. Even the Browns. If you really think about it, depending on if you fix their QB situation from the get go, make sure you're not like if-anning or but about it. Like you're solid with your pick and you're comfortable with starting Sanders. I'm assuming you'd probably start Sanders. They got a good defense, right? So
they need O-line. They need O-line.
Yeah, they bad like yesterday.
Yep, because they have pretty solid runners. Obviously Shador needs time back there. So where does it start? It's your O-line. You need an O-line. They have some decent wide receivers, ones that will do. They have a pretty damn good with Fannin Jr. At tight end. So you need an O-line, and your defense has been solid. Granted, not phenomenal, but it's been solid. You have one of probably the best defensive end in the game right now, and Myles Garrett Jr. or whatever his name is, Myles Garrett, right? Who just got the record for 23 sacks, 24 sacks, whatever it is, in a single season. So, they have pieces. So, the Browns, granted, it's the Browns. Like, you don't ever think about the Browns being like a job that somebody wants just because it's been shit for so long. But
Right.
there are some pretty good opportunities there that can be built upon.
Yeah. Okay, and then back to our picks, we had Texans over the Colts.
Which the
What was that
Texans
score?
won, but they didn't cover.
Right. Yeah, yeah. And then we had the Bears over the Lions. They fucking didn't cover, and that's pretty much it.
Yeah,
So
the Texans
overall,
missed the cover by 2 points. They let the Texans score too much, or the Colts score too much.
let me see. I'm gonna make sure there's no like week 19 on here. Nope. Okay, so let's do the math. There's 18 weeks times 5. You doing this math?
Oh, you want me to do the math?
I mean, I'll do it right now. I thought you could do it in your head, but apparently not.
Yeah, I mean I can. What's
18
18 times
times
5?
18.
Okay.
Oh, God. We got 41 and a half points.
We're under 50.
Yep. That last 2 weeks screwed us, especially last week.
We're under 50. We're at like 44%.
Yep.
No, maybe
So-
a little. Maybe yeah, like somewhere close by there. But it's so that's 90 games. So
Our best
unfortunate.
our best week that we had was the second week. We pretty much plateaued like at 3-2, 3 for the most part. We had a 3.5 at one point. But our second week was the best week for betting.
Yeah,
What?
I mean we're at 45%, 45.
Yeah.
So obviously we're still under 500, not where we wanted to be. We had to we'll blame it on being sick at the end. If we cut out the last 2 weeks, we did all right.
Yeah, what would it be the last 2? Actually, let me see. So if we did 16 times 5. Oh my god. Be 80.
It's 80. It's 80 divided by 40,
No,
39.
it'd be 39 and a half.
39 and a half?
Yeah, because we got 2 points on the 17th week.
Mm.
We got a total of 41. So
Maybe at 49%, so it's still
right.
not 5.
We're gonna round up.
We're rounding up, boys. We're at 500.
All right. Other than that, before we get to the next part, I just want to say thank you for doing this. A great time. Now it's ready for playoffs. And we're about to get this percentage up because we're going to calculate these points that we're about to win in the playoffs in addition to these. All right. So you don't know you don't know this, but I did this. I generated a pick'em for both of us. Right?
Okay.
So Tony Tone's World Pod Picks. That's our name. And we're just going to pick together. The link will be right here, or not the link, but the group ID and the password will be right here. If you want to join, feel free to. And we'll go through the same thing. You're picking every game against the spread. All right. And then so we both have our own personal ones too that are part of this group that will, you can do whatever you want to with. So for this one, how should we do this? There's 1, 2, 3. There's 6 games.
Yep.
We have to pick all 6. There's 2 of us, so we got to agree on 4.
Okay.
All right.
All
right. So, Rams against the Carolina. Let me actually hold on 1 second. Is that easier to see?
Yeah, it's better.
Okay. Rams against Carolina. Right now the spread is at 10.5. Man, Carolina let me down though. They've let me down. Every time we pick them throughout the season, we feel really, really good on them. And then for whatever reason, they just fuck us up. And right now, the trend right now is pretty close. 51% people have got the Rams, 49% got Carolina.
Yeah, it's an interesting line. I'm really torn on this one too, right? because I 100% think the Rams win this.
Right, but by 11.
That's where I'm like, are
Who
they
was it?
really?
Who was it in the beginning of the year that the Rams, not the Rams, Panthers, beat that we were like, what the hell? Let's see. They got blown out by Seahawks 2 weeks ago. It was the Rams. It was actually the Rams.
Yeah, they beat them.
The Rams. Yeah, they beat them 28-31.
Mm-hmm.
Let me check the stats on that. Matthew Stafford had 243 yards for 2 TDs, 2 interceptions. Bryce Young only had 206 yards for 3 TDs. Chuba Hubbard only had 83 yards. Blake Corum only had 81 yards. So it was really those interceptions.
Yeah, I think one of them was a pick six. He also fumbled the ball in that game as well and lost it.
Oh, right. Yep.
So it's like,
yeah.
again, I don't think the Panthers win this game, right? But they're gonna score some points. Like the Rams are gonna let them score some points. So it's a matter of how many points do we think the Rams go and put, shove in their face? Do we think they go through, drop a 30 bomb? I'm gonna be honest with that spread, playoffs. I'm leaning towards the Panthers.
Anybody on the injury report?
The only person I'm unsure on is Devontae Adams. I don't know if he's 100% back yet. They may have some defensive players that are a little bit. It says that he's set to face the Panthers.
Yeah, I think Adams is back. He was a full participation today and yesterday.
Yeah. So I 100% think the Rams win this game, but I do think that it's going to be more like a like a 8 or 9 point spread. Like I'm gonna take those 10.5 points. I kind of like the 10.5 points, truly.
Hold on, let me see. I'm looking at the weather. Just curious.
What's in LA?
No, it's in is it in LA?
No, it's in Carolina.
Yeah.
I forgot because we're but the Rams are the 5 seed.
Oh, weird, huh? Weird. They play on Saturday. Saturday's supposed to be 70 with some showers and a thunderstorm. Oh, so it's not that bad. 10.5. All right, let's skip it for right a second.
Okay.
Let me think about it.
Okay.
Green Bay, Chicago. Right now, Chicago's +1.
Yeah, it's like I had said, that's a complete toss-up game for me.
I'm gonna be honest. Whether you'll take it or not, I'm going to take it. So we can just. I can use it as my pick if you'd like. I don't care.
Just skip it. Let's see if we agree on the
Okay. Hold on. Give me 1 second. I want to see what the weather is supposed to be. It might be snowing that day, but it really doesn't matter with the Packers because they're used to snow as well, if not even more. Yeah, it's supposed to be colder and snow and rain.
I mean that could be a big factor, like
with Josh Jacobs. Maybe I don't think he's playing, but I mean,
not even that. Like, how does Caleb Williams play in the snow? He's never done it before. He's a West Coast guy. He's a he played in Cali at USC. How's he gonna play in the snow? How's he gonna hold on to that ball?
No,
you have an inaccurate passer because he is an inaccurate passer historically. Now dealing with some of that stuff. Like, granted, he's done okay in some of the rain.
Brother,
but it is a factor.
It is a factor. Listen, they call him the Iceman for no reason, brother.
Shut the fuck up.
Couple weeks ago, we played the Browns in the fucking coldest fucking game ever. He'll be fine.
Okay.
He'll be fine. Okay. So, all right, next one: Buffalo, Jacksonville at Jacksonville. Is it Jacksonville +1?
Or Jacksonville's +1?
Wow. Am I reading that correctly?
Yeah, it's Jacksonville +1. If you look on the far right, it shows you.
Oh, yeah. Man, I mean, it's hard. I can't bet against the Bills and Josh Jacobs. Or not Josh Jacobs, Josh Allen.
Excuse me.
But the whole year we haven't put any respect on the Jacksonville. But when we
We
did, we
haven't.
got screwed.
We haven't. And
When we did, we got screwed. And
I'm gonna be honest.
you're telling me they're going to a place where there's no snow?
I'm gonna be honest. I can't go against Allen. I can't go against him. Playoff time. I truly think. I think Buffalo's. I think it's gonna be a good game. I think Buffalo wins this.
Yep, I agree. Philly at Philly against San Francisco. San Francisco is +4.5, or Philly's -4.5. The consensus here is that 56% of the public is going with San Francisco, and I'm gonna be honest, I'm going with the public as well.
I agree. I like Frisco on this. I like the points 4.5. In a close game, I don't have a lot of trust in the offense of Philly. Frisco's not. Yeah, I think the Niners beat him.
Let me see. Jalen Carter, limited participation, practice. Dallas Goedert, limited participation. Christian McCaffrey is just resting. Trent Williams did not participate because of a hamstring. George Kittle's limited participation.
He'll play.
Yeah, I think I'm going to go with San Francisco as well. New England against the Chargers. I almost said the Clippers. New England -3.5.
Because the
No.
LAC.
Yeah. Now, you know me. I'm taking Drake May all day, baby. Drake
I
May
agree.
all day.
I agree.
That offensive line is not going to be able to stop anybody. They haven't stopped anybody.
I don't even think it's that, right? To me, it's just New England has a better offense. They're playing well right now.
They're playing in Gillette Stadium, and we know how important that is.
I don't think the Chargers will keep up. So, yeah, I think they're just a better offense and they beat them offensively.
Let me look at the weather. Weather for what day is that game? Sunday.
Mm.
Sunday, couple of snow showers, a low of 35. The wind chill is probably going to be, what is it? 20.
In that case, I'll still take New England. New England has a better running game, in my opinion.
Yep. Houston, Pittsburgh, at Pittsburgh. Houston -3. Man. I don't know. So part of me wants to go with Pittsburgh.
No, I like Houston. Houston has a good defense. Pittsburgh, to me, is just Houston's a better team, and
I just like Tomlin. I think I have more faith in Rodgers over what's his name in clutch moments.
I'll take Houston's defense to shut down Pittsburgh. In my opinion, I don't think Pittsburgh does shit in this game. I think Pittsburgh. I think one of the things in the tiebreakers is what team scores the lowest amount of points during this week. And in my opinion, the team that scores the lowest points this week is Pittsburgh. I think Pittsburgh doesn't go over. I put in mine 11 points. Like, I think that they score like 11 points, which is or no, I put 12, I think. I don't remember what I put, or 13. Sorry, I put 13. So I had them getting a touchdown and 2 field goals and getting 13 points, and Houston beating them by like a touchdown. So okay. I truly believe that dude, that Houston defense it's fast. They hit. It's a little bit like, yes, it's Rodgers. He's seen a lot of shit, but he's also very slow. It's just, the offense is not anything great in Pittsburgh. I truly think Houston shuts them down and wins that game pretty handily, in my opinion.
Okay,
So
so it looks like it's gonna snow on Sunday in Pittsburgh. But I'm reading something that Texans have released Kayvon Wallace from the active roster. He was a starter. Just what's today? The 6th? Yesterday?
hmm.
Huh. But they also, in the same move, they also activated a defensive end, Terrell Taylor, from injured reserve. Interesting. Okay. I'll go with you on this one. I mean, we both have our own picks as well. So for podcast purposes, that's okay. I'll take it with you. Chicago, I'm taking Chicago. So I'll fight you to the death for that one. You can pick this one. Rams or Carolina.
I'm so torn, like, because I think the Rams handle the win, right? Like, I truly think they win, and it's not gonna be.
Let's see. Yeah, I mean, they had that
If you
fumble,
were
they had the
gonna,
interception.
if you were gonna pick it by yourself, because I know how I picked it in my picks, right? If you were gonna pick it by yourself, what were you taking? Because I'm torn. Like, I can go either way on this one.
With the 10.5, I would probably take the Panthers in 10.5. But I feel like that's a pussy bet. So if you want to ride with it, let's fucking ride with it. Let's go to the fucking Rams. Let's go.
Well, no, also, here's the thing. I'm taking the 10.5 on my picks. So for the purpose of that, and what you just said, I'm gonna take the Rams at 10.5 because I do think they win this game. I do think they're a much better team, and they might just say, Carolina, you don't fucking belong, and send a message and beat the shit out of them in this game. So let's take the fucking Rams.
Okay. All right. So we have the Rams. Hold on one second. Sorry. We have the Rams minus 10.5. We have Chicago +1. We have Buffalo -1. We have San Francisco +4.5. New England -3.5. Houston -3.
I like it.
All right. We'll see how that works. Save those picks. Again, join this league. Link the unique ID. The password's right here. It is through Yahoo Sports.
Where's the password? Paul, I mean, say it out loud though, because I didn't see it when you said it's right here.
Oh, see, the magic of editing is I put it in post. So if it's right here, it's right there.
Right, but this is also an audio podcast.
Oh, that is very true. You are correct. Yahoo Sports football pick'em group. The group ID is 64810, and the password is Bears. All lowercase.
Repeat that one more time.
Group ID is 64810. Password is Bears. BEARS.
Nice. Please, guys, join. Let's have some fun. A little bit of bragging rights, and we'll shout out the winner, of course, and cover
and the losers.
Yeah, and the losers. Yeah, you might get a little shout out for being a loser too. If anybody drops a donut, damn well we're calling you out. So don't drop a donut. That'll be fun though. It'll be fun.
Okay, I think that's it for sports itself. Before we go, did you watch Stranger Things?
I still haven't caught up. I'm not gonna lie, I haven't caught up. How was the movie though?
Dude,
I know you took.
Dude, it was an episode. We went New Year's Day. A great time.
Yeah.
Me and my wife and my daughter, my oldest. Great time. There's this big old thing on TikTok right now called Conformity Gate, right? Dude, so essentially, how to sum this up? When's the last episode that you watched?
I'm behind, so it's fine. You're not gonna ruin it for me, so just go ahead.
So I'm gonna just simplify it for you. The upside down, there's essentially almost three different worlds kind of, and it's all about a wormhole, right? Basically. So essentially in the Upside Down throughout the entire series, it's essentially the exact same as the real world. However, it's like dark and there's
Mm-hmm.
monsters and shit like that. And throughout the whole series, there's clocks that are involved, numerologies involved, things like that. So this is what this means. CG 777 because there's always sevens. The pyramid just goes for a conspiracy, but essentially the conspiracy was called Conformity Gate. There was supposed to be, according to social media, there was supposed to be another episode that was released today at 7. Now I haven't seen anything. We'll see. Nothing's happened so far. Netflix has said there's no episode coming out, but throughout the entire series, they've always also said, I don't believe in coincidences, things like that. So those sayings. So in the Upside Down in the last episode, there's all these inconsistencies of like color matching. Like the dial in the last episode was off from the dial that it was in previous episodes. The color of the high school graduation gowns were different from the actual high school color was green. It was predominantly green with like orange outline. The graduation gowns were orange. Everybody's sitting in their seat like with their hands folded, looking straight, like when they're doing like a larger, like a widescreen, like wide angle sort of shot. Everybody's sitting there looking straight with no facial expressions. The signs in the background of the graduation have nothing written on them. There's things that are mentioned throughout the episode that are wrong. Like for instance, where the mom worked, Winona Ryder worked, they said it was an ice cream shop, but really it was actually a tool shop, like Ace Hardware sort of thing. So there's all these inconsistencies, right? And the die that they used to play Dungeons and Dragons landed on a 7. It took 7 days from Will to wake up from his coma or whatever his trance, and that's when kind of the next episode came out. So they were thinking that today would be the 7th day since it was the 31st that the series finale came out. But essentially, this whole big Conformity Gate, like I was at first, technically, I mean, the finale to me, I'm okay with it. You know, there are like open questions like why wasn't Vicky mentioned, Hopper, and then they just went back to normal living after they killed all these people and nothing ever happened. No repercussions. They just kind of like fast forward 18 months later. There was a thing saying that Elle had used some sort of like a casting spell, sort of like mirage sort of spell in the very end before she vanishes off to this other place that was used, and there's just so many like little inconsistencies and then inconsistencies throughout the whole series. For instance, like Stranger Things 1 through 4, there would always be the number in the Stranger Things title, but in this last episode there wasn't, and so they were thinking that maybe it was only like part A or something like that. Even like they even got down to like the legal trademark of the episode. Legally, the trademark was never even supposedly was never even filed correctly, and it got crazy, right? So that being said, I went down this big rabbit hole. I'm okay with the season finale. I'm okay with the series finale. I'm okay with it. But I was so delusional that I actually wanted it to happen even more. That I was checking TikTok on my way home like an idiot, just like an idiot. Even at like 7 o'clock Eastern time, Central time. I haven't even looked now, but I mean nobody's texted me, so I'm assuming it hasn't happened. But I was looking at every single time zone at 7 o'clock to see if it would drop. Netflix was even in on it. Like they would make posts all throughout the day today. They'd make a post of like 5 pictures, meaning season 5. They would have 5 pictures, and then the last picture you zoom in on the back of it says 9. It's just they were trolling essentially the same.
Yeah.
They were trolling everybody. Do I wish there was another episode? Yeah, of course, but it's okay. It would have been fucking crazy if they did drop an episode, because it's like a whole new like thing that nobody's ever done. Like you got free marketing for this, right? You don't have to do any sort of marketing. You flip the entertainment world upside down. People didn't expect it, and it's just like a shocker. I don't know. We'll see if it ever happens, but I don't think at this point it'll happen. But I don't know.
Funny because I did see something about the episode and the publicity about an episode, something about an episode that they never even made, and this and that, and I didn't know exactly what it was about, but I did know like part of that already, and it's just like I don't know. It's just funny. People always wanting more
Yeah.
than being unsatisfied with something. There's always gonna be people that are want more and everything. But it is kind of I like the fact that they were trolling and doing that, and even making people, because everybody, I feel like more and more now, more than ever, people are biting into, and I think it's just social media, into conspiracy theories and all these different random crazy things. So the fact that some of those big companies like Netflix egged it on even more, and made people
Yeah.
think shit. Yeah, I think it's hilarious.
I mean, even like the actress that went on to Jimmy Fallon recently had like they were asked if there was another season or another episode. They played dumb, and then there was just like some other, again, they were playing into it maybe too as well. But like, can you see this? Let me see.
Yeah.
Can you see this? Okay, so that's orange. I don't know, my phone's fucked up, but it's orange, right? Those caps and gowns. The guy is wearing a shirt, right? And it's
Hmm.
called Hellfire. Hellfire Lives is their group, their Dungeon and Dragon group, right?
And it says L lives.
It says L Lives, so people screenshotted that, and then like even that, the inconsistency of the shirt throughout the season, the shirt was white. This one's gray, and it just plays along with the color pattern of the upside down versus the real world. Things were not, there was little things. Gray was like a specific color that meant that something was off. Because when they would cut to scenes, they wouldn't necessarily tell you if it's the upside down or not. You kind of have to figure it out on your as you go, as you watch the scene play out. But then you kind of pick up on the colors and things that seems a little bit off. So again, it
Well,
was crazy.
that's what they call the lore, right? The lore of the show, the lore of everything. And who knows? Maybe it carries into a different version of Stranger Things.
So they did say that they're going to make another version, another like tree of Stranger Things, but it's not going to be with the same characters or the same timeline. So it's almost like Game of Thrones, House of Dragons sort of thing, I think.
Yeah, yeah.
But here's how nutty I went, and I feel like an idiot, complete idiot. All right, I'm telling you, when I tell you I go down rabbit holes, I'm not lying. Like I will go down conspiracy rabbit holes for hours at it. Like
Trust me.
I can't focus on to do my own shit at work. I can't focus on half the shit I actually need to focus on, but I'll go down a goddamn rabbit hole.
If
This
you all were to ever see Tony's FYP and see some of the shit that he sends us, and you would never question his rabbit holes. They are deeper than you would ever fucking believe. It's
Oh.
really it's insane.
And we had one come to fruition this past week. We'll talk about that in a second. But here's my here's the this is like hitting the bottom of the barrel. This is like going to the bar and shutting it down by yourself. This is like the worst hangover you can feel. This is how I felt today. I downloaded AMC movie app because somebody posted on Reddit that isn't it strange that movie theaters have no showing or very minimal showing times tomorrow?
My God.
And so I'm
Oh
over here
my
looking at my
God.
local movie theaters to see if there's like showings, like just movies playing. And they're not as busy as the weekend, right? But I'm
Right.
like, this is interesting. But then I'm like, it's still weekday. I don't know. But that's how deep I went into this. And then after that, I stopped. I was like, okay, I'm out. It's 7:00. Nothing happened. I'm out.
Dude, and the only part that gets for me, right? Like you going that deep, where logic sets in, is I get it, and I think that I think we want to believe stuff like that just because of how fun it would be if it was real, right? Like
Right.
I think that's part of wanting to believe stuff like that. But when you really logically think about it, there's no fucking way that if that was the case, then it wouldn't have got leaked. Because in order
Right.
for that to happen, workers at the movie theaters and at these things, like, they talk. And social media is so crazy, like 100% that would have got leaked. There would have been more proof and definitive things than just the hearsay.
Right.
So it's like, I think it's more of just the fun and believing the possibility of something like that happening, and just the excitement of it that really is what's more important than
it's the search. It's the
Right.
lure of doing the scavenger hunt. It's
Mhm.
just like buying whiskey back in COVID days. Like, it wasn't necessarily about buying bourbon. It was finding it. It was a search of going there and finding it. And once you get it, I mean, even still then now, like when I find a good bottle that's usually typically not there, I mean, that's still a great
Well,
feeling. But
that's the same for even like obviously you're talking about whiskey, but most people don't do that. But like,
no, my friends,
well, a lot
they
of
do
people
that.
do. Yes, a lot of people do. That's a real. But like, you take it further on like cards,
Oh yeah,
Pokemon cards,
Pokemon cards. Yeah, yeah.
baseball cards. Even now, like the fact that you have even cards that weren't collected back in the day, right? Like, you have fucking golf cards and soccer cards and like
Right.
so many of these cards that are just worth so much money, and it's the lure of being the person that finds those cards and getting them graded and saying, I have that card and I
Yeah,
have this, and being able to have those bragging rights. It's it's just all just fun. It's all
Gotta
fun.
gotta catch them all.
Hmm.
Okay, so veer off from Stranger Things. Do you remember when I told you about an app called the Pizza DefCon app?
You sent it to me.
Do you remember? We talked about it on here. Do you remember that?
I don't remember talking about it, to be honest with you. I don't.
Okay. So
Um,
essentially, obviously, as we all know, uh, Trump decided to take over or take Maduro, right? There's plenty of well, one conspiracy is that the VP was part of the whole plan. She was in Russia apparently, and she was in on it. Another one was that Maduro was in on it because he was captured without being killed, obviously. Um, there's a news report out. I don't know if any of that's true. There's also a news report out that apparently he knew about it, and he transferred over $1 billion of assets over to Russia and China. But that, needless to say,
because they were
going
both
back to
there that day they got captured.
China was there previously. Yes, exactly. So previous to that, we talked about this app. Let me see what's called. Hold on one second. Why do I have it pinned in my phone? No clue. Where is it? I can't remember what it's. Oh, Pentagon Pizza Index. So the night of, or the hours before, that pizza index had skyrocketed to DEFCON 4 or 5. It was definitely 4. I'm not sure if there's even a higher one than that, but it was the highest I've ever seen it. So essentially, they had ordered so much pizza that they triggered this index to go bonkers. And that was the day
Okay,
that
yeah.
that
You
was the
did talk
day
about
that
this.
that was the day that we Trump went into Venezuela.
Because to circle back, the DEFCON Pizza Index is basically the increased order of pizza in key areas because of the fact that leaders and are basically bunkered down, so they're delivering pizza to these locations for these leaders because that's all they have to eat, and yada yada yada. To
Yeah.
give reminders to other people that don't have a clue what the fuck he's talking about in this pizza
Yeah,
index.
yeah. Sorry. I just go off on rants, but yes, you're right. Yeah, thank you. So, not everything I say on this fucking thing is bullshit. And I think there was something else what happened with. I don't remember. It was a couple weeks ago. Something else happened. Like, I remember saying that I was right. I don't know. I have to check it out, but yeah. Sometimes my conspiracies ain't all fucking
It wasn't.
weird.
Well, I don't think it was one that was right, but we talked about Blue Atlas. What the fuck is it? The
Oh, Three Eye Atlas.
Three-Eyed Atlas. That we talked about that one again because of the fact that there was a conspiracy about what's his name confirming that it was legit, but he didn't actually say that it was legit. People just said that he said it was, but he never actually went on Twitter and released that it was legit. Talking about what's his name?
Elon.
Elon. So that's part of it. And then we have the fact that it still moved a few more times, the trajectory of path and things like that.
So there's an app out there. I don't know if it's Kalashi or I don't remember how to pronounce it, but there's an app that somebody made millions and millions of dollars because they put so much money on the fact that Trump was going to go to Venezuela before the end of January this year. Right. I think it's Kalash or it's Poly something. I can't remember what the app is called, but essentially they put so much money in and they made a lot of money. Right. And that same app, somebody separate put a shitload of money down that China would invade Taiwan by the end of 2026. I mean, it's kind of been in talks. China has been saying that they want to recapture Taiwan and things like that, but it's just kind of, you got to follow the money sometimes. But I don't know. Maybe I'm just bullshit. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. Goddamn, you see my handwriting? It's fucking horrible.
they're highly likely things. I mean, I think it was a foregone conclusion that anybody who was a little bit plugged in or knew some of the things that were happening, that was going to end up happening, where something was going to happen in Venezuela. Like, that was almost a foregone conclusion that something was going to happen. Just a matter of how and what exactly was going to happen and what were going to be the downward spiral of when it happened, what it triggered. You know what I mean? Like, I think that was more of the concern of, like, when this happens, is it going to cause World War III? Is it going to be a bigger, situation? And honestly, I think people may be surprised that nothing's happened yet from that. It's really kind of just gone almost accepted in a way so far.
Yeah,
far.
Yeah, like me personally, I don't know any, not that I could think of off the top of my head, that I don't know any specific Venezuelan people that are from Venezuela in my life. I don't think. And so I don't know how to gauge how to feel about it. And I don't, just because part of me, I mean, personally, I don't want any war. I don't think war is the answer for anything. And I don't think what he did was necessarily correct. They say that he rigged the election and he's kind of like he has self-appointed his own leadership, just kind of like how Putin does. And apparently it's somewhat how Trump is trying to do, trying to run for his third term. So, I mean, you do it, it's okay. But if he does it, it's not, I don't know. But then there's also that dictatorship where people are like, living like almost like Cuba. Like they don't have shit. They don't have any sort of resources. Everything's supplied by the government, and they just have no means. And it's sad, for humanity. So I don't necessarily agree with it. So it's kind of tough. Like, and then social media, the news, you don't know. It's hard to believe. It's hard to understand who to believe. Are the videos that I see of people celebrating in the streets in Miami or in Venezuela, are those actually real videos? Are those real people? Or are the videos that I see that people are upset and protesting about the whole situation and how wrong it is, are they real? Like, I just don't know. It's so tough. And you can't go to personally, you can't go to Twitter, or you can't even TikTok too. Like, there's so many bot sort of situations out there. Like, you don't know what to believe in. And it sucks because we at one point in time, we used to go to news for this informational sort of journalistic sort of unbiased views. And now it's like, well, it's kind of out of our hands. We can't really do nothing. And I don't know, it's amazing if the fact outside of like the governments and things like that, political stances. If the actual story is that he or the US military was able to go into another country and grab the president and only kill 24 or so individuals, which were like security or military, and grab him and his wife without killing them or whatever the case may be, and extract and leave without any sort of further, like, fucking, I don't know, Venezuela's military capabilities for them not to get shot down. I know, well, not, I know, me even saying I know, I don't even know, but according to them, one of our helicopters was shot, but it was able to come back. For them to actually do that, extract them, come back, like, that's like video game type shit. That's insane. And then for like Colombia to like their president, although their president made like a video of saying like almost like a rhetoric sort of speech, kind of like what Maduro did before he was captured, like several months ago. But he did say, "Come down and talk." He didn't say, "Come get me," or like he wasn't so forth of so. But then, like, where does it stop? Like he's talked about Mexico. Then he talks like it's just like I don't know. Like, are we becoming Germany back in the day? I don't know. I'm not saying we're trying to like kill everybody. I don't know. It's just such a big rabbit hole to go down and spiraling sort of thing to think about.
Yeah, and I guess the one thing people that it affects, surely, and the ones that really have to think about it even more is people who travel down to those areas regularly for work, for whatever it may be. They have to be on even more high alert because it's just a ongoing situation of danger, truly, for them. I've heard in Mexico there's been a lot more threats, and then people are on high risk in certain areas because of the cartels. Because the cartels are, obviously upset about it, and because they play a big factor down in those areas because of the drugs.
For sure.
And yeah, so there's been a lot of threats and just different things in different parts of Mexico's where people regularly travel, and you just got to be more careful and keep an eye on some of those things in general, and be a little more wary of what's going on in the world for people that do kind of close themselves off to some of those things.
And I don't know, it's like as me personally, this is my own thoughts. I don't have any issue with anybody, but it almost feels like sometimes our current leadership is like, who are they? I question who are they representing? Are they or who do they have their faith in? Like, are they for the US or are they for like other governments like Israel per se? And again, don't have any issues with Israel. Would love to go there, but it's like we do a lot of funding for them. They do a lot of funding. We do a lot of things for them. They do a lot of things for us. It's almost like if they tell us to jump, we tell them how high. You know what I mean? And recently, JD Vance went over to Israel, and Israel was having Israel was trying to do a sort of annexation of the West Bank. So essentially trying to take some of it back, right? And Trump had told him essentially, no, don't do that. If you do that, we're not going to support you anymore. So blah, 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 blah. JD Vance goes over to visit them. And during that visit, they had this sort of vote. Like, I don't know if it was for show or not, but whatever it was. But essentially they had a vote on this specific situation on whether they advance forward or they don't. And they said yes to it. And so then Trump kind of came back and said that'd be stupid. It was kind of humiliating that they would do that, things like that. So it's like, I don't know. I'm not really sure. Like, this is a lot deeper politics than we've ever talked about in this podcast, but it just questions of like the whole current government, things like that. Like the next president, as people, who are we looking for? We're looking for somebody that's purely for the U.S. We're looking for somebody that's purely for, that's okay with being in the middle ground, or somebody that's pro-Israel, which pro-Israel it doesn't have to be bad. Why can't we be pro-everybody? I mean, this is me personally.
You know, the one thing I will say, and obviously, yeah, this is deeper than the one thing I do appreciate in a sense of how Trump operates is right or wrong, whether you agree with him or don't agree with him, he is pretty forthcoming with details and just how he feels about certain things. He doesn't really like he's not afraid to say what he thinks, what he wants, how he believes things are gonna go. Or I just
It's a double-edged sword,
right.
because there are things that, yes, I agree. There are things that there are things that he's said or done that I'm not I'm okay with. I mean, whatever. But there are also things that he's done that's the most stupidest. Like, how could you say that?
100%.
Right? Like, even like to the minimum. Like, he's almost like a comedian, if you will. There are plaques within the White House apparently that for every president, and apparently he made his own sort of like captions for each one. And for Biden, he put Sleepy Joe Biden. He referenced Sleepy Joe Biden and the worst president ever, blah, blah, blah. But like at some sense, I don't even know how old Trump is, but you gotta have some respect. You gotta like show that you're an adult. You know what I mean? Like, that's just like more kiddish sort of things. Um, at one point in time, like, again, we're going way into politics, and again, I'm not for or against Trump. I don't know about against, but I don't know what I am. I'm down the middle. I'm Joe Rogan. Go Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan for president.
We're just talking to talk about
Yeah.
whatever it may be. We're not picking or for anybody. Don't
Yeah.
go crazy on us. We're just discussing something as two grown men and who were talking about what's going on in the world.
But here's the thing. As two grown men, this should be replicated all throughout the U.S. All throughout.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody should just be able to have open conversations, not to have and not feel bad about your thoughts, your sayings, or whatever it is, your feelings about a certain situation, without being ridiculed or demonetized, or your life is
100%.
ruined because a free we preach on freedom of speech, but then when we actually speak, then something happens where we get demonetized or we get kicked off a
100%.
platform or whatever the case may be. You lose your job. So
You get canceled.
you get canceled. Yes, you get canceled. So, yeah, there's certain things about him that I enjoy. I mean, I think he's a very business savvy person. I think this situation that he did in Venezuela is not because, uh, I I would edge on the fact that he's doing it for a business transaction, as far as like specifically for oil, right? Because Venezuela has number one oil reserves in the U.S., more than the Middle East, and he's not there looking out for the Venezuelan people. And unfortunately, I think that'll kind of be almost like a little bit more of an Iraq situation where, yeah, we're gonna control Venezuela. We can't even control our own. I mean, Flint, Michigan barely had clean water up until like two years ago. Like, we have our infrastructure here is so fucked. Why are we doing? It's just mind boggling. But my point is, unfortunately, I think the Venezuelan people are gonna. Yes, they may be, if the reports are correct and what I'm seeing is correct, if they're happy that he's gone, yes, they may feel a sense of relief. But at the same time, it's almost gonna be what's that thing, what's the law, what happens where everybody fends for themselves, uh oh my god, not fuck, what's the law where like somebody damn it, military, no, oh my god, sorry.
No, you're fine. You're fine. No, I completely agree though with the situation. There, it's the age old story, right? This has happened time and time again, where it comes down to power, money, and fucking oil. Every damn war, or if what feels like every war, it's centered around those fucking things. It's just what it is. If it wasn't us that did it, it was going to be Russia or China who went in there and did something like this. And, agree or don't agree, Trump took action before it could come around, and he had to be reactionary to something that became negative because, Russia or China or somebody went in there and did something before us.
Right.
It was inevitable. The state of the country, the state of everything, something was inevitable. Agree or don't agree with how it happened, what happened, it is what it is. Trump made the decision, and this is what happened. And so far, there hasn't been too many negative effects, holistically.
From us, from our side of things.
Right. That's what I mean. And I'm talking like holistically, like within war between countries and different things like that. Obviously, yes, something has happened there. There's been negative things that have happened there, and we'll continue to see what happens. But holistically, war-wise, between different countries, what could have this could have developed into, we haven't necessarily seen negative effects yet. To be determined what could or couldn't happen or may not happen, but yeah, it's just it's interesting.
I was thinking of martial law, but martial law is more like military, where the military steps in, right? But again, I don't know world politics. I don't know Venezuela. I don't know what their military presence is. But if they do have a military presence, it could be martial law, or it could be straight the opposite, anarchy, where it's just everybody's fending for themselves.
Yeah, you got like militias and cartels and whatnot.
Yeah, I mean, we did this with again. It's just I don't know. I'm just, as a 36, 37-year-old man, I'm just tired of all my life. We've been in a war. Some sort of war, some sort of other sort of military sort of complex. Yes, we've been told military complex or military, the wars, those boost our economy, and unfortunately they do. But it just sucks, if we're on the other end of the things, I'm pretty sure we wouldn't want to be, in the Middle East when everything was happening in Afghanistan, or when Cuba, when we did what we did in Cuba or Syria or Lebanon, or there's just so many different things. I don't know. Now I'm just ranting. So, and I'm not even drunk. All right, let's end this. Anything else you want to say before we go?
Welcome to Friday night conversations in our Discord. That's pretty much his last 30 minutes or random shit we talk about on Friday nights. So if you're ever bored and want to bullshit with the boys, let us know. Jump on the Discord and bullshit with us, because this is the shit we do.
Yep, I agree. Speaking of Discord, we currently are on Arc Raiders. We're on Escape from Tarkov. Play a little bit of Call of Duty. I'll play with you if you want to get on. PGA 2K25, I think it is. Come get ran. I fucking beat you in any 18-hole course. I think that's it. I think that's pretty much all the games we play right this second. All right. Well, till next time, dude. I'll talk to you later. Have a good week, and we'll talk soon. Peace.
All right. Peace.
The Tony Tones world.